Hello everyone, welcome back to another biome changers. This time we're gonna look at the swamp, and before we're gonna get into my swamp, we're gonna look at how Minecraft is doing it right now. So here we are in the mangrove biome, and the mangrove biome, as you can tell, is quite a feat. Like this is a very dense forest. It is interesting for it. It's a very nice voice that he added to the game. I really like how this thing looks. And it's actually, well, it's not too bad. But the only complaint I have is that it's so difficult to traverse through, which makes sense because it's a mangrove. But yeah, it's a good thing we have, and I hope it stays. And I have no complaint about this one, to be honest. Like, it adds quite a lot of new things to the game, and it's beautiful all around. But that's not what we're gonna do today. We are looking for a normal swamp. Because this one I do have complaints about. So here we are in the swamp, which is apparently right next to the mangrove biome. I didn't even notice that, so it's probably not a big one. Now this is a rather small swamp. Yeah, it's not that impressive most of the time. Maybe you can find some more. Maybe this is a good example. Yeah, there's quite a lot of water and the trees inside of it, which is good, which is normal, but it's also quite a bit boring. So that's why I wanted to change a little bit and maybe look at what we can do to make this place actually very interesting and very fun to traverse through. All that being all said, let's get right into my biome. And as you can see already, it's quite a bit different than the normal Minecraft one. It's like there's a lot of similarities. But this one is, I would say, a lot darker, but also a lot more lush, I would say. Because the first thing you probably noticed is that the mangrove trees, which are already in Minecraft, so it's not really something new, but these are a lot different than what we have in Minecraft. Like, for example, like these are at the bottom, it's more a little bit more moss, so it's more green, which is more in key with the normal swamps. Since swamps are like very green, even though it's you probably wouldn't think that, but it's probably like one of the best environments for animals, as they have so much food in there. Because the swamp's basically like one big nature sponge. So it's like tons and tons of algae and moss and all of that. So it's perfect for small critters to live in. It will be nice to have like a moss block you can place against the wall, like like with the carpet we have right here, but then vertical. That will be amazing to have, but well, can't have everything in the game, so that's why I use blocks instead of, well, anything else. Other than that, the trees are a lot higher. Well, not really, because some of the mangrove trees you find in Minecraft are also pretty high up, but they have so much leaves that you can barely even notice that they are actual trees. And with these, the leaves are mostly on top, like all the way on top of the tree, as it should be, and sometimes like more in the middle of it, but not as much as we have right now in Minecraft. Besides that, the ground is a lot more green than the mangroves, as it is, as I said, like big nature sponge. And well, it would be nice to have some more critters living here. I tried adding some axolotls, and there are probably some axolotls here and there. They're still like alive. I don't know how they do it, but they like disappear sometimes. Oh, just saw someone swim around here, but it seems like they're already gone. But yeah, I can tell there's like a lot of frogs and they're just chilling here. There should also be some axolotls. That would be a nice place for them to live in. They don't always live in caves. Maybe add some new animals that could live. Oh, I think there's one. Yeah, okay, there's a little axolotl. So yeah, it would be nice to add some more creatures in here that like could live in this area. I tried to add fish, but I forgot that axolotl kill fish. That was quite a bloodbath. Besides the trees that are not that different, but still somewhat different than the normal ones we have. Riverbed, as you notice, it's a lot more different kind of blocks. Like clay is something we have already, but maybe add some moss, cobblestone in there as well. And dirt and moss. Again, like the moss block would be nice if you get like an algae block or something like that. That would make more sense than a moss block. But for now, the moss block makes perfect sense. And of course, what we already have in the mangrove swamp, but I also think we should have in the normal swamp is the wet mud, because it makes sense in a swamp to have a lot of wet mud. And you'll notice see that at the riverbed, but it's also possible to find some of those mud above the ground, just like in the mangrove that we have right now. But again, it would make sense yet in a normal swamp as well. So this place has a lot of like a normal mangrove, but it's a lot more swamp-like with all the water. I think it's more of like a combination of the two, which makes it a lot nicer. And it could easily replace the swamp without having to replace the mangrove that we just got not too long ago. In a swamp, you can probably notice that there's something like one of those small witch huts. Well, I thought, why not like expand on that? Why not have like a small chance that in a swamp you find like a witch fortress? Kind of the same as how you have build your outposts and also have a build your mansion. This one is rather simple though. It's just like a small witch tree, like a bog tree, I would say, which you sometimes see in maybe Disney movies or just movies about witches and stuff in general, that they live in some kind of a tree house. It is the same wood as the mangrove wood, and it's basically almost the same. You could probably make it somewhat different, make it somewhat cooler looking. But I like keeping things simple, as if you want to like make this in a map, for example, you don't want to have like very complex structure because those are a little bit harder to generate. And therefore we just have a tree, which is kind of like a cauldron from above. I want it to be very hidden in the forest because of course the witches don't want to be found straight away. And if you make it something very flashy and very big, like everyone will immediately know where they live. So that's why I kept it very small and well, kind of like camouflaged it into the entire forest. So it's harder to notice and they're more hidden, which makes sense. Once inside, there should be a witch pounder over here. The loot of this place is somewhat different. Of course, you got all the books, which is very nice at the beginning of the game to loot, so you already have like enough books for the enchantment table. But there's also plenty of enchantment books in here, which it can basically be any enchantment book. I don't think there should be like a specific list of loot that you can find over here in the books. Maybe like have a higher chance of finding tier 1 books and lower chance of finding tier 5 books. But it shouldn't be like limited to some books, in my opinion, because they're witches and they know pretty much everything, right? Up here as well, there's more enchantment books. So this place is actually very nice if you want to find a lot of enchantment books. You just go here, loot the place, get all the books, and get all the bookcases for your enchantment book or your library if you want to do that. Yeah, not too overpowered, but it's like a very good boost you get like early game or later in game. It's always nice to find like some extra mending books or unbreaking books. So it's a good thing. And maybe in here you can have some kind of puzzle that tells you more of the other things that I add. And that is that underneath every one of these roots, there's a small chance of finding a treasure. And maybe this book up here can tell you like, number 1 east or 2 east, as in like, oh, there's 2 treasures on the east side of this tree. And if you go in spectator mode, maybe we find one of those treasures, if I remember where I put them. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, what? This salmon is not okay. Oh my god. Underneath this root, like as you can see, if you follow this route and you dig straight down over here, you'll find a chest. And in that chest, there can be a couple of things. For instance, there's quite a lot of things that a witch brews and what you need. So we can have some redstone dust, some sugar, potions, enchantment books again, and maybe some nether stuff in case you don't want to go to the nether, that you still have like a small chance of finding nether-related things like soul sand, nether warts, and blaze rods. And of course, you also have the standard diamond, emerald, and maybe some netherite upgrades, so you don't have to go to the nether at all. But just like small things, not too overpowered, but there are small things that can help you. And over here there's another chest, and this one has the same things as before, but, well, different, I guess. So those are the 2 small things I added as a point of interest in the new swamp biome, which I think should be a nice addition to the game, which makes the swamp a little bit more worthwhile to hunt. With that all being said, I hope you liked this video. I hope you like what I did here. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and maybe comment on what I should do next or what you want me to do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.